the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network. As tonight we're here as OP Racing Grand National Series kicks off the round of 8, race number 1 in 2 races for this round of 8. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is K.R. Stolfus, and we're gonna go to the big bad mamma jamma Talladega herself for this one here tonight. Qualifying has gotten underway. Jimmy Reynolds in the 17, one of the first cars out on track as he makes his way down the backstretch on his one and only timed lap. David Overstreet in the 46 making his way down the backstretch as well. We want to give a shout out to David Overstreet. Tonight's race is the Checkered Flag Motorsports 175 presented by David Overstreet, and as a special bonus, $10 to a non-chase driver if they win the race here tonight. So $10 on the line if a non-chase driver can win the race here tonight. And I know what you're saying. Well, that's not fair to the chase drivers if they win. What do they get? Well, let me tell you what they get. They get to lock themselves into the championship for the final race at Daytona. That's what they get. So David Overstreet on pole, but very quickly JD Crow taking away that top spot in that black number 5 machine. PJ Elliott in the 51, rounding out your top 5, but now he moves into 6th as Richard Kuhn and Sean McCara post 3rd and 4th quick times. Zach Workman in the 91 across the start-finish line, and Workman goes to 3rd place with his qualifying effort. Mark Mann in the 04. Cobleskill, New York. Kobleski. Yeah, that's totally it. Kobleski. Mark Mann in the 04. Going to jump to the top of the leaderboard with a 53.82. Great qualifying effort by the 04. Peter DeBorgia, the mix master PJ himself. The 40 machine makes his way across the start finish line and moves into 4th place. Championship contending drivers making up most of the top 5 here tonight in qualifying. Adam Evans in the 25. Down the back stretch, Evans is on the clock for his lap. Evans looking very smooth onto the front stretch. That U.S. Army 25 dropping down below the yellow line as he heads for the start finish line to set his time into the books, and Adam Evans moves into 5th place. Anthony English in the 42 making his way out onto the track, and trying to lay down his time lap. Joshua Gaithright making his way to the start finish line, and this will be his qualifying effort. That 089 down on the yellow line through the tri-oval and across the start finish line. And Gaithright good enough for 9th place. John Stevens in the WOW Video Tours 27, making his way around. As I mentioned, 8 drivers will have 2 races to go for one of the final spots in Daytona for the Championship 4 finale. John Stevens into 7th place. Only 4 drivers going to advance into that Championship 4. We started out our playoff run with 16 drivers. We have whittled it down to 8 for these next 2 races. Bob Lacavera in the 11, making his way around the speedway. So Lacavera posts a time at 53.95. Solid qualifying time for Bob Lacavera. Les Levy moving into 8th place with a 53.86. Always bet on black. The Indianapolis, Indiana native Jeff Crosby in the 33. A flash across the start finish line, and Crosby makes it up into 6th place with a 53.85. As the track goes quiet, 17 drivers have taken a qualifying time. We have about 25 cars registered here tonight, with just 3 races left to go in this 22 race season. It is really starting to get down to the nitty gritty. All 8 of our championship contending drivers are here tonight. Zach Fritsch in the 12, the only championship contender to not take a qualifying time. We'll see how that's going to work out for him, as he will take a starting position towards the tail of the field here tonight. So with that being said, guys, we are going to step away for the national anthem. Please join me in honoring this great country here tonight.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The drivers are taking to the grid for tonight's starting lineup, so let's roll right into that one for your Checkered Flag Motorsports 175. Mark Mann in the 04 on pole position with a 53.828. JD Crow on his outside, a very solid front row. David Booth in the 77 and Anthony English in the 42 will make up row number 2. Row 3 will be the 40 of Peter DeBorgia and the 33 of Jeff Crosby. Row number 4 will be the 25 of Adam Evans and the 091 of Zach Workman. Row 5, Les Levy in the 62 and the 27, Sean Stevens. Row number 6 will be Richard Kuhn in the 47 and Sean McCara in the 71. Row number 7, Joshua Gaithry in the 089 and David Overstreet in the 46. Inside row number 8, the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds on his outside. Well, that's Bob Lacavera in the 11. Row number 9, the last driver to take a qualifying time, the 51 of Travis Elliott on his outside, the 08 of Nathan Aldridge. Row number 10 will be the 12 of Zach Fritsch and the 60 of Chris McCullough. Row 11 will be Ken McCullough in the 03, Andrew Schroeder in the 48. And our final starting spot here tonight, 73 of Jared Forbes. As the field makes its way around this super speedway for the one warm-up lap, I do want to take a moment, say hello to everybody in YouTube. Thank you very much for joining us here tonight. Gordon Green cheering on Peter. Mara Clark cheering on the 04. Zach Fritsch tuning in to say hello and type in the opposite of whatever I say. And Logan also here tonight. So guys, thank you very much for joining us. You guys stick around for all 175 plus miles here tonight. Take a quick look at our race info here tonight. We have 8 drivers for 2 races to figure out this round of 8. We will have 1 stage at the halfway mark here tonight. There is 1 fast repair available. And as always, this league is accepting applications. Feel free to hit them up in the league iRacing tab. I'd love to hear from you and love to get you out here on a super speedway with them. As the field makes its way onto the front stretch, the lights are out on the safety vehicle. We are going to let them rip. Get this race underway. Mark Mann and J.D. Crow leading this field to the first green flag of the night, to the first race in the round of 8. 2 championship contenders on the front row to settle this start out. Here we go. The green flag is out and everyone is on the throttle. Off into turn number 1. They're going to make it side by side. Everyone gets a very good, very even start. The 04 and the 5 going door to door. They won't stay like that for too long though, as this race is going to see them jockeying all over the place. Mark Mann and David Booth down on the bottom line. J.D. Crow and Anthony English in the second lane. JD Crow gets a little bit of a shove down the front stretch, and Crow going to lead the first lap of this race here tonight. Buford 013 chiming in, telling me good luck. Well, thank you. I need a little bit of luck to end up in victory lane here tonight. So JD Crow, you know, now your race leader, but Jeff Crosby in the 33, mounting a challenge in the outside lane. He's not all the way outside. Zach Workman in the 091 was briefly up into that third lane. He is now slid in line, and we go back to two wide racing. Except for Chris McCullough, briefly up into the third lane, but he quickly gets back into position. The 51 of TJ Elliott currently has the fastest lap of the race at a 50.09. I have a feeling that is not going to be the fastest lap of this race. But I do like to call him out when I see him and when it happens. And so right now, Travis Elliott at a 50.09, currently holding on to the fastest lap of the race as he is using that third lane with Chris McCullough. They are starting to make some moves forward. TJ Elliott did not take a qualifying time as Peter DeBorgia going to move to the outside as well. 4 wide at Talladega, plenty of room for it, but cars are wiggling around just a little bit. Peter DeBorgia slides in. That was enough to scatter that third lane. Ken McCullough in the 03 did pick up the fastest lap of the race. Now, he went around the last time faster than anyone else has here tonight. "23 cars starting the race here tonight. All 23 cars currently separated by 1.6 seconds from first place to 23rd place. Everyone very tightly packed in here in these opening laps as we work lap 5 of 66. We will see a stage-ending caution at the completion of lap 33. Gotta take a moment to rest my voice every now and then as Jeff Crosby in the 33 slides down below the yellow line. That is going to give the race lead back to the 04 of Mark Mann. So Mark Mann and JD Crow position themselves back to where they were when they started this race, with Mark Mann on the inside, JD Crow on the outside. But now the 5 of JD slides down in front of Mark Mann. That leaves the 40 of Peter DeBorgia as the leader in the second lane, with Sean Stevens in the 27 on his back bumper. Third lane right now, 62 of Les Levy, the 60 of Chris McCullough, and the 51 of TJ Elliott. They're starting to make some noise and make their way forward. Les Levy sporting a Kentucky paint scheme to help honor some of our drivers and league owners who have been affected by the storms in Kentucky. If you missed it yesterday Monday, if you will. Yesterday's yesterday, not Monday. We did have a special fun race. The points race was postponed due to the tragic storms in that Kentucky and Tennessee, and I believe parts of, I think those were the only two states. I feel like there was a third state that got kind of trashed, but Kentucky did take a big hit from it. We just kind of postponed last Monday's points paying race and had a fun run. Les Levy's still sporting that paint scheme from that and briefly having the lead. 40 of Peter DeBorgia says, I'm going to try and take that back. I like being out front. We go 3 wide. Chris McCullough in the 60, TJ Elliott in the 51, and Sean McCarron in that 71 trying to make that third lane work. Ken McCullough in the 03, getting up into that third lane as well as Chris McCullough slides down to the middle lane. On the 40 of Peter DeBorgia, down on the yellow line, the 62 of Les Levy on his back bumper. Leading the middle lane is Les Levy. Looked like maybe he and Peter DeBorgia did not square up on that bump draft coming up off the corner. DeBorgia drops back. So Chris McCullough in the 60 in the middle lane, and then up on the top shelf, that is the 51 of TJ Elliott, the 03 of Ken McCullough, and the 71 of Sean McCarron. Those three cars working their way forward. Travis Elliott gaining 13 spots from where he started this race. Championship contending driver did not take a qualifying time, so he has worked his way forward nicely, and so too has Chris McCullough in the 60. Chris McCullough has gained 18 positions from where he started tonight's race, and another big mover, well, that's the 03 of Ken McCullough. He also has gained 18 positions from where he started this race. So everyone moving forward very nicely here for the moment. Jeff Crosby, Zach Workman, JD Crow, and Mark Mann. Just a few of the drivers who have dropped back. JD Crow and Mark Mann started on the front row, and now they are running 22nd and 23rd. So after they had a brief battle at the front of the field, they have dropped all the way to the tail end of this one. On board with the 60 of Chris McCullough. Chris McCullough getting swallowed up very quickly here. And McCullough dropping back. Now Les Levy in the 62. Has himself a bit of breathing room. We're coming up on green flag pit stops here in about 2 laps. We might even see a few drivers hit pit road this time. So no one coming down pit lane early. Les Levy in the 62 gonna come around and lead another lap. Remember, $10 is on the line for a non-championship contending driver if they can win the race. Not only that, but they will also get a paint scheme done by Checkered Flag Motorsports' very own Les Levy. Les does outstanding paint schemes. They're always a bit of flair of comedy to them. They always have a theme, something tied in to them, and of course, it would be remiss if I did not mention the Ricky Bobby Foundation for the drivers who want to go fast. And as an alumni, a championship winning driver who has qualified or graduated from that Ricky Bobby Foundation, championship winning ways were set in stone there, and every once in a while I go back to brush up on all of the Ricky Bobby Foundation classes and learning etiquette. I want to go fast. Right now, Les Levy is going fast. However, Mark Mann in the 04 going just a little bit faster. He has set the fastest lap of the race at a 49.95. Just a few laps ago, he was dead last in 23rd, and right now he is making his way forward. He is up to 12th place. I gotta believe he's doing a little bit of research to try and figure out just how many laps it takes him to work his way forward. He and JD Crow are both working together to try to get to the front of this field. Quite a few cars down on the yellow line. That means they are starting to bunch up for a round of green flag pit stops. Les Levy and David Booth running at 1 and 2. No takers on this lap, and fuel tank's gonna run dry sooner or later, boys, and gonna have to hit pit road. So Mark Mann in the 04 slides down behind the 71 after making it into the top 10. Peter DeBorgia in the 40, able to find the slot to slide into, and here comes a whole lot of cars for a green flag pit stop. Mark Mann very aggressive on the pit road. Man, did he get that one nailed perfectly. What an outstanding entry on the pit road for the 04 Mark Mann. The only car that stayed out is the 46 of David Overstreet. Everyone else hit pit road. So Overstreet going to pay the price for that one. It could be that he just wants to hit pit lane by himself and not take a chance of getting hit by somebody else. Les Levy winning the race off of pit road. As Overstreet makes his way from the race lead on the pit road. To your leader, all by himself on the pit lane, Les Levy in the 62. 27 is Sean Stevens. They are working to get up to speed. They're going to very easily pass the 46 of David Overstreet. In fact, a lot of this field might pass David Overstreet. Bob Lacavera and Nathan Aldrich. Lacavera took 4 tires. Aldrich, a 2-tire stop, but an extended amount of time on the pit road has put those 2 cars well behind. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to Aldrich, and you can see he did not get into his pit stall cleanly in and out of that pit lane. Trying to trigger, hit those marks just right to get his pit crew to come over the wall and change the tires. Two more drivers hitting pit road. A little bit of gamemanship here. They are on the pit lane. Just a moment after they had all made pit stops. So Richard Kuhn and Zach Fritsch trying to pull a strategy move here to hit pit road. Or maybe not, as they are both sitting on pit road. Maybe they got caught speeding. Ken McCullough, fastest lap of the race at a 49.17. That 0-3 is flat cooking it. Both Zach Fritsch and Richard Kuhn down and away. Whatever happened between those 2 drivers has now put them 1 lap down. Zach Workman in the 091 and Les Levy in the 62 running side by side as they make their way through the tri-oval. Our one and opening stage. Starting to wind down, just 11 laps left in this stage. Last car in this group, that is the 60 and the 73 of Chris McCullough in the Gatorade 60 machine and Jared Forbes in the 73. They find themselves just 1 second behind the race leader. Then a little bit further behind them, we find Andrew Schroeder, Bob Lacavera, and Zach Fritsch. I'm sorry, that is Andrew Schroeder, Richard Kuhn, and Zach Fritsch. Bob Lacavera and Nathan Aldrich are a little bit further behind. So that currently is where everybody sits in this race. Big group of drivers, a clump, if you will. All just kind of slapped themselves together here at the front. Mark Mann in the 04, right there smack dab in the middle of a 3-wide battle, and we have been 3 wide for most of this race. And a lot of that is due to the fact that there are only 2 races in this round of 8. So only 2 drivers will be able to lock themselves in by a win. Everybody else is going to have to come and score as many points as they can. That does include stage points. So all your championship contending drivers trying very, very hard to be at the front of this field for the end of the stage. on board with the 40 of Peter DeBorgia, looking at the back of his Extra Life machine. And Mark Mann in the 04 sitting in second. Here comes the 77 of David Booth up through the middle lane. On his outside, you see the 46 of David Overstreet. They start to get it back down to 2 wide. Peter DeBorgia and David Booth leading their respective lanes. And drivers last on pit road on lap 17. So that being said, I do believe we will see them make it to the end of the stage here. I don't believe we'll see anyone else come down pit road. We start to try and make it 3 wide once again. David Overstreet and TJ Elliott up into the 3rd lane. Couple cars behind them trying to get something going on in the 3rd lane as well. Sean McCara in the 71 right there. 17 of Jimmy Reynolds and the 73 of Jared Forbes, all finding themselves up along the wall. '73 of Forbes slicing down to the middle lane. He tries to get around the 17 of Reynolds. Trouble at the front, little bit of contact, but they're able to hold on to it. Big old hold your breath moment for JD Crow in the 5, and now we do have one in the wall. That is David Overstreet. But we stay green as he bounced it off the wall, but he kept it in check. TJ Elliott and Sean McCara able to get on the binders just enough to slow down and not drill the 46. The heavy damage on the 46 of David Overstreet. Still only 2 cars not on the lead lap. That is the 12 of Zach Fritsch and the 47 of Richard Kuhn. Everyone else on the lead lap: Andrew Schroeder, Nathan Aldrich, and Bob Lacavera. At the tail end of this lead lap, they do find themselves almost 24.3 seconds behind the race lead. The good news is caution going to be coming out here in the next few laps for the end of the stage. Zach Fritsch and Richard Kuhn battling to be the first car 1 lap down. Only one of them is going to be able to get the free pass. So that battle is going to be very intense, and Zach Fritsch has that position for the moment. We begin lap 31 of 66. JD Crow up on the top side with Anthony English in the 42, trying to go up there with him. Getting close to the end of this stage, the final lap. Gonna be the next time around. Here we go on to the front stretch. The 40 of Peter DeBorgia has the race lead. Can he make it around one more time to pick up the stage win in that 40 machine? David Booth in the 77 on his outside with the 33 of Jeff Crosby right there. They're trying to work together to take that lead away. The 091 of Zach Workman down below the yellow line as a caution is going to come out. The 5 of JD Crow gonna make huge contact. So JD Crow getting in trouble. Looked like maybe some net code with Les Levy, JD Crow, and Anthony English. And JD Crow ending up at the short end of that stick. I hit the wrong button there. We'll try this one more time. On board with JD Crow, and you can see that contact there. Does all he can to hold on to it. Smacks the inside wall, but good news is it's pointed forward. He's able to get it pointed in the right direction. So Peter DeBorgia in the 40, looking like he is going to come away as your stage winner. So Peter DeBorgia hitting pit lane. Going to bring everyone with him as first stage comes to an end. We'll let Peter DeBorgia make that pit stop before we get a word in with him. Suffice it to say, everyone came down pit road, but the 40 of Peter DeBorgia did not make his pit stop. Let's see if we can get a word in with the driver of the 40. Peter, you got your ears on, bud?
I do, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. That 40 machine winning stage number 1, the only stage out here tonight. So congratulations on that.
Appreciate it. You know, we just got ourselves down in that spot on the bottom in the front, and I was just like, all right, well, if a wreck happens, it's likely not to take me out. And I just really was focused on the 77, trying not to let him clear me and come down. And you know, I know Mark is a chase driver too I'm running against, but without his pushing there, I definitely don't stay up front that whole time. So I really appreciate his help there.
All right, so the 40, though, made it down pit road, but no one call you into your pit stall?
I was just looking out for some shenanigans. At the start-finish line after pit road here, I didn't know if any of the other chase guys were going to try and steal a playoff or steal a point by leading a lap, so I'm going to come in and top off anyway. I already decided that, so I figured I'd block the ability for someone to steal a lap lead here.
I got you. A little bit of trickery. Every point does matter. Only 2 drivers going to get in by race victory, so you're playing the point game here, I see.
Yeah, I mean, if we get a race victory, awesome. Like, we'll absolutely take it. We'll punch that ticket and be super thrilled about it. But, you know, realistically, you can't bank on those. So you got to accumulate every single point you can. And 10 big ones right here in stage 1's a huge start.
All right, man. Well, any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Oh, yeah, for sure. For you doing the broadcast on Wednesdays, and Jimmy doing a great job with the league, and everyone in TeamSpeak tonight, and fellow chase drivers, Zach Workman, Zach Fritsch, and Jeff Crosby with me. And then we also got Travis Elliott and Sean McCara in there, too. And great communication and teamwork is really goes a long way in Superspeedway racing. So thank them so much. And all the viewers out there, appreciate you guys tuning in.
All right, that is Mixmaster PJ himself, Peter DeBorgia, your stage winner. And Peter, who you working with here tonight?
The 33, the 51, the 12, the 91, and the 71.
All right, there you go. Peter DeBorgia, your stage winner. Back on the pit road, Sean McCara, Bob Lacavera, not coming back down pit lane. Do want to point out that Zach Fritsch did get the free pass. He is back on the lead lap. Richard Kuhn in the 47 now, the only car one lap down. All right, so the field's stacking up side by side. A little bit side by side. Not everybody going to be 2 by 2 because a lot of them came back down pit road to top off their fuel tanks. Safety car pulling down and away. John McCara and Bob Lacavera going to lead this field to the next green flag, and going to fire them off one more time. Long wait through the tri-oval. The green flag comes out and away we go. Tom McCara and Jeff Crosby taking full advantage of all the momentum down on the inside line. JD Crow trying to work with Joshua Gaithray in the 089. They're starting to build some momentum as race cars get up to full speed here. JD Crow and Crosby, championship contenders. Zach Workman, another championship contender. Then it's all the way back to the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds before we find our next driver in the championship chase. All of our contenders have been back on the lead lap. We talked about Zach Fritsch getting that lap back. He is wasting no time trying to work his way through the field. He is already gaining positions from where he restarted. But now that he is back on the lead lap, he has got to get every point that he can. On board with the 12 as he makes his way through the middle lane here and tries to get to the back bumper of the 73 of Jared Forbes. Richard Kuhn in the 47, the only car one lap down. Kuhn needs to play it smart here and not trying to mix it up with anybody, but just ride around and wait for a caution to come out. Stay with the lead pack, of course, but you don't want to risk getting any bumps, any bump drafts, and have a caution come out as soon as you get one of those 0Xs, because it will eliminate you from receiving the free pass. So JD Crow, who started on the front row, that 5, has been pretty much at the front as much as he has wanted to be at the front. We saw him and Mark Mann drop to the tail of the field. And then as it came close to the end of the stage, JD Crow started making his way forward with Mark Mann. But unfortunately, JD Crow would not get to the start-finish line. They would have a little bit of contact with Les Levy, and I believe it was Anthony English in the 42. They made a little bit of contact in the final lap of stage 1 and bringing out the caution. But JD Crow using a fast repair, and now he is back at the front of this field. As we got trouble, big trouble. One car airborne. That is David Overstreet going up and over Travis Elliott, getting a piece of it. Overstreet landing on all 4 tires and able to keep going. It looks like Gaithright, something snaps loose on Gaithright, and that is what triggers this one. Jeff Crosby involved, David Booth involved, Bob Lacavera, Sean McCara, TJ Elliott, all of them getting a piece of it. .03 of Ken McCullough getting involved. The yellow flag coming out on this one once again for our second caution of the night with 24 laps to go. Drivers were last on pit road about 8-9 laps ago. I think you'll see almost everyone hit pit lane, get that fuel, and then that way they can take maybe a little bit less fuel for the final pit stop of the night. Anthony English driving right through his pit stall or pit lane. Zach Workman also coming through pit lane, it looks like. Anthony English down and away. Or, I'm sorry. JD Crow down and away. Anthony English. Now your race leader. Will Anthony English come back down to pit road, or is he going to roll the dice here? I think he has to come back down pit lane. Maybe going to bring most of this field with him. And that he does. Jimmy Reynolds in the 17, TJ Elliott in the 51, John McCarron in the 71. They are going to stay out. So 3 cars staying out. Everyone else coming down pit road. A little bit of a bad break for the Les Levy fans. Driver of the 62 has had a little bit of a connection issue. So he is currently out of this race. We'll see if he gets that working and gets back out there. David Overstreet in the 46, not able to make it back out on track yet after being sent airborne in our second caution of the night. We'll see if David O can make it. Checkered Flag Motorsports wants to know if there's an extra seat in the broadcast booth. Hey, yes, there is. You just let me know who you want me to pull up here, and all they have to do is bring some popcorn and butter. And the butter ain't for the popcorn. I have some rolls and biscuits that need some buttering. All right, so lights are out on the safety car. Everybody's single file here. I don't know about you, but we're going single file. Ooh, big stack up in the middle. Big accordion effect, and everyone able to make it through safely there. I don't know if you guys saw that towards the top of your screen, but that accordion effect, always a factor. These drivers, being the professionals that they are, was able to handle it, and green flag comes out. So Jimmy Reynolds in the 17. TJ Elliott in the 51. The 71 is Sean McCara. Your top three, Zach Workman in fourth place and Mark Mann in the 04, rounding out your top five. So Jimmy Reynolds in the 17, Travis Elliott in the 51, running single file. Les Levy not able to make it back into this race just yet, but I can tell you he's getting very close to getting back out on track. Keep in mind, Checkered Flag Motorsports is putting up $10 to a non-championship contending driver to win this race. Travis Elliott is one of those drivers who is a non-championship contender driver. He would like to win that $10. We're going to go ahead and take a moment and see if we can't get with David O, aka David Overstreet. Mr. Overstreet, you got your ears on, bud?
Hey, buddy. I had to
How
go
you
run
doing?
and get the butter for the biscuits, so
Did you run out of butter or just not have any?
I didn't have enough for both of us, so.
Oh, okay. I got you. Well, man, I'll tell you what. Thank you very much for jumping up in here tonight. But what happened out there to that 46 before we go further?
I just ran out of pasture bears, so I was trying to push. I was probably pushing a little too hard there, but hey, what the heck.
Well, man, a spectacular ending to the race as you did launch yourself into the sky. How much did that hurt?
I think we might need some medical attention after the race, but hey, I think we're good to try to help you broadcast here.
All right, man. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's check your broadcasting chops. Why don't you go ahead and start calling at least one lap of the racing action. And you pick wherever you want to start from, and I'll try and follow your lead.
All right, first of all, here I think we're seeing a bunch of people save some fuel here for some green whites. As you can tell, everybody's on the bottom lane there. The top lane's basically useless right now. That's what, 17 laps to go here.
We are at 17 laps to go. Yep.
Yeah, you look at it. You look back through the field there. You got all the chasers lined up together. There's like $10 on the line and a paint scheme for the non-chasers to win this race. So they need to get moving here.
Well, Travis Elliott, being a non-chaser, is your race leader. Sean McCara in the 71 is making some moves all by himself in that outside lane. So you do have some guys who are not in the chase who really would like a new paint job.
Yeah, Sean is definitely not giving up on that outside lane yet. Especially with no help from here. He's doing a really, really good job.
Well, one thing you did mention was how everyone's trying to save a little bit of fuel. And one thing I do is I look at the lap times as we get closer to a fuel run situation. And most of our drivers, their best lap was a 49 second bracket. Last time around, every single driver was in the 51 second bracket, almost 2 seconds slower.
Yeah, we went to green with, 20 to go? That's right. 18 or something.
I think it was like 22.
All right, 22. You can only go top price 17, so like 5 laps shorts here. So
It looks like a few drivers are hitting pit road. Jimmy Reynolds in the 17, Mark Mann, Anthony English, and quite a few others Ken McCullough, very aggressive entry on the pit lane. He locks up the brakes, takes out the cone. That is going to cost him a little bit of time sitting in the pit stall.
I really like this group that's staying out an extra lap. That's going to give them a little extra for the green white checkers. So
well, not a bad strategy trying to cover your green white checkered attempts. 2 attempts are open to be used here if we need them, but you know, David Overstreet, what's it like out there? You've done all this racing, you see the end of the race coming up, but you still have to plan for some overtime possibly.
well, you just have to think in the back of your mind that there is going to be a green white checker, so you'll just have to plan for one. I mean, worst case scenario, you're going to plan for 2, but you at least have to plan for that first one.
All right,
Oh,
so
and it looks like Richard Kuhn about took Elliott's nose off there.
well, that's not good.
I think he's trying to get down for that pit stop.
4 drivers left to hit pit road to complete our green flag pit stop cycle. John McCarra, Travis Elliott, Bob Lacavera, and Richard Kuhn, who did get back on the lead lap. So an outstanding effort by the 47. I will point out that the 62 of Les Levy has made it back out on track after whatever happened to him cost him some time. Tough break for the 62, but he is back out there. The only car out of the race is the beautiful red striped and white bodied 46 of David Overstreet, but he has joined me in the booth. So David, again, we're down to 13 laps to go. Bob Lacavera in the 11 has not come down pit road.
I really like this first group that pitted. This second group right here is really spread out, so it's going to really hurt them get back up to speed, I think. Especially since Bob stayed out too. You see the Elliott car, he's way out in front of everybody there.
And Chris McCullough in the 60 easily makes his way around TJ Elliott. Elliott going to try and blend in. So McCullough full throttle and up to full speed. JD Crow on his back bumper. We'll see if Bob Lacavera going to hit pit road this time.
He does have that lap car right there to help him out a little bit, so maybe he can get. Maybe he's thinking caution. Maybe we could save him.
You know, it's always a little bit of a gamble on staying out versus coming down pit road. Lacavera has elected to stay out. The gamble is he's going to be a little bit slower, but he might either catch a caution here that sees him have an advantage on everyone, or that caution never comes out and he loses out big.
Yeah, I think that's the same thing Kenny McCullough is looking at here for. He's really wanting a caution right here. Get back on the lead lap there. I think it's showing him 1 lap down though. Might be 2 right down right now.
Ken McCullough is 1 lap down. John McCarra also 1 lap down, but Sean McCarra ahead of Ken McCullough.
Yeah, but I think Ken's he's probably on the back of the end of the 1 lap down cars. So.
That he is. That he is.
The real race is back there on for second on back there. They're pinching like we have been all night. I don't know why we're pinching so hard tonight, but we are.
Well, I will say that everyone has felt the pressure. You only got 2 races to get as many points as you can to try and be in the championship 4 if you're the 8 championship contending drivers. 2 races versus 4 stage winning opportunities. So yeah, everyone driving a little bit hard.
Really like that 25. He's a great pusher. You got to really watch him. Now you got teammates on the bottom there, JD and Mark Mann, so they're going to be working good together. Oh.
Big wiggle out of Chris McCullough through the tri-oval. Bob Lacavera still has not come down pit road.
Yeah, his only hope right now is a caution. So.
Yeah, and we are 3 wide. The 40 of Peter DeBorgia, the 60 of Chris McCullough, and the 04 of Mark Mann, all leading their respective lanes. DeBorgia on the top shelf, the 60 of Chris McCullough in the middle, and the 04 Mark Mann. Oh, big trouble going into the corner. Mark Mann in the 04 looked like he got hooked. Andrew Schroeder involved, Zach Workman going tumbling, and the caution flag going to come out with 9 laps to go, and the 11 of Bob Lacavera going to get that caution he needed.
Yeah, it looked like the 25 had gotten bad push on the 12 and sent him down to Mark Mann.
Let's see if we can take a look at what happened here. Travis Elliott in the 51, watching everyone crash in front of him. Take one last look at the 51's point of view. You see Zach Workman tumbling very hard. Can't tell you how many times I watch these cars just bounce around as if they weighed 100 pounds. And I'm always really glad that nobody is actually in those cars.
What a good break for Chris McCullough, though. He made it through that mess. He's been having connection issues. I hope he has those connection issues out of the way.
Take a look at the 60 of Chris McCullough. He did get tagged in the rear, but some great hands. Was able to keep that car straight. Great save by the 60 of Chris McCullough. All right, so Bob Lacavera catches up to the back of the pace car. David, as a driver out there, what do you do here? Do you stay out? Have you made your final pit stop? We know Bob Lacavera is going to have to come down pit road, but some of these guys just pitted 7-8 laps ago, so they should be good to go to the end of the race.
If I made it through there with no damage, like Chris McCullough, he's kind of questionable. I think I would probably pit if I was him, but looks like he's staying out, so if I didn't make it through, if I had no damage, I'd probably stayed out. He has a little bit of left rear damage and right rear, so.
Zach Workman had already made a pit stop in that 091 using his fast repair. He is no longer on the lead lap because of that. Jared Forbes in the 73 also down a lap. Ken McCullough sitting on pit road having his race car worked on, but he is down and away now. Well, this caution has really shook things up a little bit, David.
Yeah, I think I was just looking here at McCullough's car. I think if anybody else was driving that car, it'd be an issue, but I think he's pretty good. Just has his right rear is the one that concerns me a lot. The whole field resets now, though, so everybody's got enough fuel for the finish, and it's everybody's game now.
All right, so the 60 of Chris McCullough, your race leader. Bob Lacavera in the 11, after making his pit stop, is going to make it back up into second place. So an outstanding call by the 11 of Lacavera.
It was a huge break for him.
Anthony English in third. Fourth place, Jimmy Reynolds, and rounding out the top 5, the 77 of David Booth. So here we go. Going to get the green flag with 5 laps to go.
As somebody that's been an OP for a long time, I'd really love to see Bob Lacavera win this race. It'd be awesome.
I agree. Bob Lacavera would benefit greatly from a win. He does put together some good runs every now and then, but I will say it seems like he gets in trouble more than anyone else, and none of it is of his own doing.
It's just part of the luck, I guess. The same things with me. You have some days you have bad luck. We're coming to 6 to go right here, though.
As the lights get...
Curious to see how we're going to line up here too. Because it's all about those teammates.
It is, and the lights are getting off on the Ford butt stain.
I looked at the top 6 there. We really don't have teammates up there right now, so could be interesting.
All right, so row number 1 for this restart, the 60 of Chris McCullough on the inside, Bob Lacavera in the 11 on the outside. Row number 2, the 42 of Anthony English and the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. Row 3 going to be the 77 of David Booth and the 51 of TJ Elliott. That is your first 3 rows for this restart.
Gotta really watch that 5 car right there. He's gonna want to get up to the top row as soon as he can. 5 of JD Crow. Thing you gotta ask yourself right now is how many people use your faster pairs too. How aggressive is somebody gonna want to be?
All right, so the pace car getting ready to pull down and away. Chris McCullough, a non-chase driver, and Bob Lacavera, a non-chase driver, trying to win the $10 on the line by tonight's race patron, David Overstreet, who's in the booth with me. But here we go, David, going to have 5 laps to go as they get ready to take the green flag, and away we go.
Great start by Chris McCullough on the bottom with Anthony English pushing. Like Bob might have had a little trouble shifting or something.
But McCullough gets a clean break down on the inside line. The 42 of Anthony English now slides up into the second lane. He's going to try and make a move in that lane, and everyone's starting to spread out and get ready to try and win this race. Anthony English has the lead. He has cleared the 60 of McCullough, but does not drop down.
Really surprised he didn't drop down right there. I think I would have dropped down. Jimmy Reynolds on the outside getting a big run. Got Travis Elliott pushing him. He clears the middle lane.
So the 17 of Reynolds dropping down to the middle, but Chris McCullough staying strong down on the inside line. 3 wide racing as we have 4 laps to go. Well, I'll tell you what, this is a great start to the first race in the round of 8. Only 2 races. Now the 12 of Zach Fritsch from that outside lane trying to make some noise, and everyone hard on the throttle.
You could almost go all the way to the bottom if you wanted to there.
So Fritsch now in the middle lane. The 17 of Reynolds still holding strong down on the yellow line. 2 championship contenders leading their lanes. Adam Evans in the 25 third lane there, but a non-chase driver. So he's going to try and get that $10 before the moment. Jimmy Reynolds and Zach Fritsch have the race lead. Down to 2 laps to go this time around. 17 cars still on the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap is Joshua Gaithright in the 089 out of the race, but in the booth with me is the 46 of David Overstreet. With 2 laps to go, David, things are starting to get a little bit hairy, man.
Yeah, they are. Nobody's holding back. We got 2 laps to go at Talladega, $10 on the line. You can tell that everybody's not giving an inch right now. Really like that middle line. Looks like it's got more momentum than anything else. But top lines doesn't seem to fall apart right now.
As the lanes start to ebb and flow, we got Jeff Crosby making an unscheduled pit stop, it looks like, as he shot down to the inside lane, or to the infield. But final lap, final time around, we are going to finish this one without a green-white checkered. Jimmy Reynolds in the 17 out in front. Chris McCullough pushing on his back bumper. Zach Fritsch in the middle lane, but he has the 51 of Travis Elliott behind him. And then up in the third lane, that is the 42 of Anthony English. As McCullough and Reynolds make contact, Zach Fritsch in the 12 is going to get away cleanly. That changes the whole dynamic of the field. Everyone's still fighting back behind them to try and catch their race car. It looks like Reynolds is able to continue. Big stack up behind the race lead. And this might be all that Zach Fritsch needs to come away with the win. And the 12 of Zach Fritsch is going to do it. And David Overstreet is going to get to keep his $10.
Phew. There you go. Off to another race. Great job, Fresh Fish.
So the 12 comes away with the race win. Adam Evans brings it home in second in that U.S. Army 25. And your third place driver going to be the 5 of J.D. Crow. So a lot going on there from the white flag on. Let's take a look and see if we can figure out what happened to the 33 of Crosby. As you see, he just gets door slammed and smacks that inside wall. A tough break for him there. Andrew Schroeder and Jared Forbes make contact coming to the checkered. A lot of cars involved in that one.
It looked like Chris McCullough and Jimmy Reynolds must have made contact on the backstretch to cause the first set of incidents there.
But let's go ahead and kick this post-race show off by talking to our race winner. And that is none other than the driver of the 12. Some of you know him as Zach Fritsch. Others know him as Fritchie. I don't know what I'm going to call him here tonight. So, Zach, how you doing?
I'm actually doing wonderful, considering how this race went.
Well, the 12 spent a good portion of the time a lap down, but here you are in race victory lane.
Yeah, I messed up one of my pit stops, that first green flag pit stop. Got an unsafe pit exit. I was fighting Richard Kuhn for the lap back. Luckily, I got it back. Was able to climb back up. I knew we needed a strong finish, especially since we didn't get any stage points for being that lap down. I didn't know I was going to come out here and do this, so that's incredible.
Well, an outstanding drive to put that 12 into victory lane. You punch your ticket into the Final Four. How does that feel?
Oh, this will be my first ever Final Four, so I'm very excited. See what will happen, what will come, especially with my halfway pedals not working. Somehow surprisingly get the win done, so yeah, it's crazy.
Well, man, nice job out there tonight. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all of OP and all of its admins. Thank you, KR, in the booth. I'd like to thank the guys that I was working with, Pete, Jeff, Sean McCara, Travis Elliott, and Zach Workman. I also want to give a shout out to Adam Evans. I know Adam Evans, he bumped me, and I know he didn't really mean to do it. Well, he helped push that momentum through the 3 wide and get me up to the front. And then appreciate Travis for pushing me almost all the way to the checkered finish line there before he got turned. So really appreciate them 2 guys. And yeah, thank you for all the fans that are watching and congratulating. And I hope you guys had a good night and we had a good show for you.
All right, that is Zach Fritsch, driver of the 12-year race winner. Once again, congratulations, Zach.
Thank you, KR.
We'll see him in the championship 4, as he said, his first time doing it. So congratulations on that. But now let's move on to our second place driver, and that is the 25 of Adam Evans. And David, I think I'm going to let you do this interview.
All right, Adam, congratulations on second. Bringing the U.S. Army home second place tonight. How's that feel?
Feels pretty good. I mean, been a rough night, but I'll take it.
Yeah, you seem to have a good car all night, stayed up front most of the night. A lot of pinching and aggressive driving out there tonight, it seemed like.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's racing for a championship, so it's going to be tough. It's going to be rough. There are couple rough things that happened, but it seems like everybody was able to make it through it, and most people were able to finish. And so, didn't turn out. I mean, it was a rough race, but it didn't turn out too bad.
All right, anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go here?
You guys up in the booth, thank you guys for doing this. Turn 3, all the admins for the series, everybody watching, all the family and friends who are supporting us, and the teammates I was running with tonight, Mr. Reynolds, Bark, Anthony, and Les, or not Les, but JD. And yeah, thank you guys.
All right, that is Adam Evans, your second place finisher here tonight. Outstanding job by the driver of the 25. But now let's move on to our third and final step of the podium. That is none other than JD Crow. JD, you start on the front row for this one, had a car capable of winning, and bring it home in third place. So a great race for you here tonight.
Thank you, guys. I mean, yeah, we felt good about the night. Just really wanted to be patient early, and we're in a great spot. Felt good about the stage run, and then just got caught up in that mess. And then we kind of drove with some anger after that, kept us up front. And holy cow, we almost pulled it off. I mean, I think Fritchie had about a millimeter, maybe a centimeter, to get down in front of me coming off that corner. And then, all hell broke loose behind us, and we managed to get across the line in third.
Well, solid third place finish for you here. You got one more shot to win a race, to punch your ticket into the championship 4, but a third place finish going to net you some great points here tonight.
I think so. I think, the guys that had trouble that got those stage points, I think everybody's going to leave out of here pretty neutral, except for Zach for winning. He's locked in, but I feel good about it. Sorry, I think my mic broke out or something.
We got you back. How you doing?
Oh, good. I don't know. Maybe my finger fell off the button. I need to go ahead and retire and let us stay connected without the issues.
Yeah, we both are having issues on the internet. So before it drops out one more time, any last shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Oh, I got to thank the guys in the Alliance room tonight, Jimmy and Mark. Adam came down and ran with us. Anthony was in there. Just appreciate the help, and the teamwork. We had the right strategy. And then, of course, appreciate Jimmy and all the guys in the league that puts this stuff on for us, give us a chance to play. And also, my sponsors down at in Groveland, Florida, at J Concepts. Give them a call. They've even got some new products out now, some valve stem covers made out of titanium that are kind of cool if you want to put something on your tractor or your car or your bike, whatever it may be. Give them a check, jconcepts.net, and tell them you saw the car on the track, and who knows, maybe they'll charge you extra for shipping. I don't know what they'll do. They may do something, say thank you and appreciation.
All right, that is JD Crow, our third place finisher here tonight. Thank you very much, JD. And congratulations on third. So David came up in the booth here tonight to join me. What'd you think?
I was at first really apprehensive at first. I was kind of scared to do it, but once I got up here doing it, I felt a little comfortable. I don't know how good I did, but hopefully I didn't screw you up too bad tonight.
No, you didn't screw me up at all. So, all right, guys. Well, that is going to do it. I'm going to bail out before I lose my internet again. Very interesting that both me and JD Crow had that happen at the same time. So until next week, guys, have a good night. Stay safe, and special shout out and thank you to David Overstreet for joining me here tonight. So until next time, y'all stay safe, and we'll see you then.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.